All right. Good morning, chat. Sorry, music a little loud. Yeah, we got some early volume, I believe, here, right? Looks like we are moving, kinda, a little bit. Seems like we're moving. And I think today's outcome should be pretty cool. See how it plays out today. But what's up, chat? Good morning. Welcome to another day of the week. Today is Wednesday, I believe. Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. Let me just post this one up. All right, cool. Let What's up, P Hunter? Carl, what's up? P911, Musa, Emmanuel, Spaceman Sam. Who else is in here? Farzel, XYZ, ABC, Jose, Spaceman. You know, chat was popping for a little bit before we hopped on to that. I like that. All right, guys, we are going to see what we can do today. I think I mentioned this yesterday, like as an idea, not like this will happen, but one of the things that could have happened was you push out without liquidity. So let's go find out if we actually have liquidity. You know what I mean? Because it looks like you don't got liquidity. So remember yesterday when we broke down a scenario where if you come up without liquidity, it may not be a problem now, but it's a problem for later. The problem later has arrived. Because look, when it comes, if it comes down now, there's not a lot to stop it from coming down. It's like you don't have anything too crazy, like nothing major, nothing like not too much of like support areas on the way down. So it can easily just push through, which is what's going to cause volume and your 1-2 pop, right? So we're still a little early here, so we have a lot of range. Like this could still be bullish too, but you can start paying attention to the way it's coming down. Like look how long, you know, look how quick it took to clear this range out already. As we speak right now, we're just moving too. So is there a possibility that this entire thing can get corrected, right? So it's good because it gives you ideas, right? It doesn't guarantee a trade, but I think in terms of ideas and where we can anticipate price over the next couple of days, like this is very good information that we have, right? So it didn't matter if like you came up wiring liquidity too. I think that would have changed things from a sense where, you know, higher chance to stay bullish. But since you don't have that liquidity, that's what price is doing right now. So we're gonna find out if like this pullback coming down is like a higher low to continue up, or if you're gonna just start creating like some lower highs. Because guess what, if you start pushing down, oh, I mudded over, I'm on Discord, my fault. So yeah, if we start to make your way down and then you start getting these pullbacks, these are now your lower highs, right? So the more of those that you have, the better it will be, because now you have a bit of structure coming down. So with these lower highs here, eventually you can look for sells, right? You don't gotta look for sells here. You don't gotta make it harder on yourself. Although, you know, it would be nice if you can get the top to the bottom, but how do you know that this is the top, right? This is still bullish at the end of the day, and this can still be a higher low to go up, right? So these are things that you want to wait for, because they will come to you. This information will follow through if you wait long enough, right? You'll be able to tell as the session goes, like which side is more dominant, what's being created here, lower highs or higher lows, etc., right? But let this play out first, right? So we can mark up zones that could be important. I think we approach these zones before coming down, right? So 47.32, is that the middle of nowhere is what I'm trying to figure out right now. Because if it's the middle of nowhere, then there's a high chance that you could get a steeper top wick, and it looks like there is something I see here. As you break into this range, you have range till here. So is that a possibility for a steeper top wick? If price comes down from here, would that make sense? Is what I'm also asking, right? I mean, you could mirror this. This is kind of already coming down bearish, so it's a little different. I think this overall is still respecting these lower highs here, that are still respecting these lower highs. So you're still following that. I think I'll leave it up here for now. Maybe I'll leave it up here. So we'll leave like 47.61. So in case price does rip up, that's where it'll be. And then you can mark up a minor support on the way down. So I'm assuming like at what point will you run into some traffic, right? So is it going to be here? Is it going to be here? It looks like it likely will be around 4650.722. So that's right here. So as you make your way down there, you could probably start to notice that you'll slow down and you may get some reactions there, or you may get like a tap, pullback. You might start ranging. I don't know, but there's a possibility you can get clean traffic till then. So I'm just going off of like this right here, these and these points is what I'm referencing for that support zone. So I'll leave that there, and then we'll have what else can we have? Oh, why did I do that? So 4650, 722, and then major zone. Where is the next major zone? It's looking like maybe down here. This is 4610. Then you got 4687. If you get a bottom wick here, something tells me it's a little higher. Could be this. Let's see, can I use a different time frame? The 4 hours isn't really lining up too well here. What's this? 4622. I'm using this right here, right? So 4622. If you were to break below here, right? So what I'm trying to find here is like next major zone, right? So like a zone where like if you break, like you're starting to break structure. So like I want to use this because it's below here, but something tells me that it should be below this right here. Below here, that's when you start to break into this range, like clearly into the range. Here, I think you can still struggle, right? You can kind of just block these candles out here and just say that your support is there, right? Off of like this area here that actually rejected for real. And then that goes across to here, right? So I would prefer to use that. I think this could be something, but I think this might be a little better here, down here below 4600. If you actually break below there, that's when like you can go from looking at this as a higher low to go up to maybe looking at this as a continuation for lower lows. Right, so I think that's pretty important. We'll leave that there for now. That might be moved throughout the session if we see anything else. And then, yeah, next zone approaching is 4650. So I think from here to here is like 300, 400 pips. From here to the high that you made on this 4-hour candle especially was 500 pips. So not bad on this push down. Lots of volume. And yeah, let's see if 4650 could be tapped and reacted off of, right? If you, like, I think it's a little too early now, but if we start getting pullbacks, lower highs, and then you start to create higher lows, lower lows, and create more structure, there's a possibility you can look for sells ahead of time, like below, like ahead of 4605, but you're gonna need to create structure prior. All right, if you get that, then continuations could be good. I'm trying to think, could we get wick entry buys? I think there's a possibility, but you gotta be very strict with the first initial reaction because like you're still following the trend, you're still bullish here, right? This is the first pullback, and on this push down, you have no structure, so that's good. You just need volume. So I think if we do get a wick entry buy, it would likely be between 4632 and 4650, like within that range. I gotta see how it comes down here, how quick this push comes down. Like if it comes down straight down from here towards 4653, then sure. But if you start like creating like a little bit of structure, then I think we'll use this as like the next level. So we'll move it down there. If it, let's say it comes down like this, yeah, a pullback, you can't get that wick entry at 5.3 no more, right? You're gonna have to wait for 32, right? But I think that's a very doable if you come down straight here towards 5.3. So let's see, what do we got? We got 5.3, 32, 61. That was close. What was that? That was still 60 pips away. So a little more than that, but I think this might pull back here. So if you get a pullback right here, then that might be GG's. That might have been the one. That came close. I think that was the pop that we were like looking for. It just didn't tap the zone, right? You want to see that pop down. Okay, so if it's not a 5-3, you know what? I don't know if we're gonna have something below, because I want it to be. I think you have to be very strict when it comes to these wick entries. Like in these conditions, it's the first pullback down. I mean, the only issue is like coming up yesterday, there was no structure, right? So coming down, there's less things to break. So that's why I just said like be very strict when taking the wick entries. You don't want to be pushing it too much, because although you don't have too much structure on this push down, it doesn't require much structure to come down because there's not much to break. So that's why when it comes to that particular entry, it may require or it may you may want to be a bit more aggressive with the idea. But yeah, that might have been it, guys. I think this is the first pullback now officially, right? You see the first pullback, push down, push up, right? So if it were to come back down again, you definitely can't take a 5-2, because 5-2 is just going to be the re-breakout of lows. And if you re-break the lows, then guess what? You make your way down towards 32. I don't think I'm gonna take a 32. I think if it wasn't for that one, I think that's it. So maybe we can remove this. I think next up is just maybe continuations. So if you get a continuation above 26, I think we had a zone at 61, and this is 05. So this moves up towards 05, and this moves up to 61. That's right there. Cool. So yeah, I think next up is just continuation. Like if you come back above here, probably wait for a second re-break or something, and then take the second re-break at 26 up towards 61. That could be pretty valid. And then if that doesn't occur, then you can always, this is your first pullback, and now it's re-break the lows, create more pullbacks. And then if that does happen, ideas within this range could be valid, right? For your 1-2 pop down. But your major zone is going to be 46.05. So you do got range below 5-2 till then. It's a pretty big range. All right, so I think not too bad. Like I think that's like what, 4 ideas we have right there. Maybe yeah, 4 ideas, including the wick entry idea that kind of almost happened there. And yeah, I think that's what we'll wait for. And then as the session goes on, we'll just keep adjusting and looking for more areas. Cool. But these conditions look very good. Like this is like literally what you waited April for, probably, right? And you can tell like end of April it started to kind of creep into volume, and this is the volume you're gonna get for May. And you're not even directional yet, but at least you broke out of this range, which means that this could be liquidity, right? You can come back down now. You can get more liquidity. You can come back up, like, but you're very close to breaking out. And then soon enough, you'll be close to breaking out on a daily, right? So that's also pretty important too. Understand, chat? Anyone who asks is buy or sell, I think that should give you a good analysis of what's going on. But Don, the zone was exactly where it tapped. But yesterday when you drew it, it reacted perfectly. Why did it change today? It's not always gonna be like 100% tapped, you know. I think yesterday we had a zone. It's not always 100%. I just kind of go off of like the same strategy when it comes to support resistance, just like the ration of the bodies. Like we could have also had something here too. I I think I just didn't also want to be too aggressive with it, because I didn't say today, oh, we don't gotta get a perfect entry. We can look for something within that area. I don't think I said that today. I think because I just got on, and we were expecting like a pullback, so I just had a zone level marked up. Like you couldn't tap that zone, right? Like some days I'll be like, oh, we don't gotta be perfect here on the entry. I think today I want to be very specific with the entry, just because of how like strong the push was coming, or how weak the push was yesterday going up throughout Asia and London. And chat, what I mean by weak pushes is like, look, right? You see like all the stoppages you have within the ranges. It's like very rangy, slow. It's going up, right? Don't get me wrong, but it's not. I don't think it's an actual move. I think you can get something better. Like even if you were to go up the same amount above this high, like it should be a lot stronger, especially once you get like liquidity over with, or maybe a fake out. Cool. We got 200 for 826. Damn. I think coming on at 8 AM was the play, because we need to come on like 8:30. So I forgot this is prime time. Wick entry is just like taking a wick entry. It's like, let's say price coming up, you have a level. Let's say price coming up, you have a level like right here, right at 46.52. So when price reaches that point, take a buy, expecting a wick entry. So expecting it to reject basically. And then when it comes to targets, yeah, you can just place them wherever you prefer, but let's say it's right here, right? So we'll usually look for something like that, because then you have two options. Price could reject to create a lower high to continue down, or it could literally just reject and come back up, right? But you have zones on the way up that you gotta be aware of when it comes to management. But that's the idea of a wick entry. So you know, some people like placing buy limits and sell limits. That works well with wick entries too. I usually manually execute. Hey, if this was really like super strong bearish already, if this was already breaking below 46.05, 46.52, this would be a perfect wick entry sell area, because you're just expecting what to happen next. Like if you're gonna go up, you're not just gonna come up with one motion. There's no pullbacks here, right? You're gonna get like a reaction before coming up, or like some higher lows, right? But I think the issue is that this is not bearish enough. So it's still way too early for that. But that wouldn't be a bad idea if that was maybe looking like this. If we were like already correcting half the ranges, right? And then you get a pullback, I don't think that would be too bad. And you take wick entry sells there. And then you're expecting the count to flip. And all that. Damn, if we had an early trade that would have been like that would have been same trade as yesterday, same time as yesterday, 820. What up, Don? By herself? Damn, bro, I'm feeling sick. I've been sick for the last couple days, or just a cough, or I don't know if it's allergies or what. What's up, Lars? Vitamin C. Do you do futures? Futures, no, I don't trade futures. $50K started on FTMO. Okay, good luck, man. Hope it goes amazing. Oh yeah, NFT Friday, you're right. Yep, Friday is NFT, so I don't know if we're gonna hit 125K by Friday, guys. We're still 140 away. If you guys are enjoying this stream and you haven't subbed to the channel yet, let's get to 125K subs, man. It's been a grind, but we're almost there. Yeah, NFT is on Friday, and you have a Euro French bank holiday. But yeah, NFT, I think everything else is open. So Wicked, FGT, what's up? You trade NASDAQ? Yo, do you have a, Harry, do you have a space button on your keyboard? You want price to come down to enter buys? Very nice. Oh wow, I didn't even take that other time frame today, but 30 just closed. Week bearish. 1 hour close, no bottom wick. 4 hour candle still open here. Is that a 15 leg candle? Hold on. Let's see. Anyone call that in the channel? Nobody. What's up, Space Cadet? Is this a 30 leg candle? I don't think this is a 15. Yeah, maybe you can treat it like one. It would be nice though if we can get a top wick for this candle, and then we can make our way back down for the leg candle fill. That'd be perfect, because you have a push up, which increases the chances of you continuing up, but for some reason it doesn't continue up like it should, right? Because this is the first pullback down, so if you come up, you're assuming it's just gonna retest the highs and continue like it's bullish trend, right? But if you get a push up and then you don't continue up, you break back into the range. I think as long as you can wait for that to break back into the range below here, your leg candle, that'd be perfect. That can be an idea that we can take, because I think the leg candle is gonna give you a decent range. I think that's like 110 pips, 110 down to 5.2 is maybe 180. But I think the only thing you need is a top wick, and you probably want to see that break above 94 at least. So that won't be too bad. If you just come down, then I don't think there's much I can do about that. I gotta wait for just this break, and then you still gotta wait for a pullback, probably, because you haven't gotten one. And then maybe you get enough pullbacks below, there could be ideas. I think here is also the 4-hour flip too, right? So it gives you another reason as to why it should go, or the 1 hour re-break, well, 1 hour flip, right? It's like you should come up if you flip. Like, why wouldn't it come up and close bullish, right? So if it comes up and flips, comes back down and re-break that leg candle, you can just expect a bearish fill. Maybe you can also get a 1 hour leg candle. That could be a thing too in 25 minutes. 1 hour leg candle. So we'll see. I want price to move down to enter buys. I'm buying. What's your vision? Waiting for a skip button. I'm selling until exactly that white line. until 5.2, or I'm guessing 5.2, right? That's a pretty good zone. I kind of wish we had that wick entry. That would have been nice, but we're close, man. I guess it just react off of these areas, right? It just followed more so this. Yeah. That idea came quick though. Like we were just doing analysis, then the idea just came as we were doing it. So I wasn't as prepared. I don't feel too bad though, because it was still 70 pips. If it was like 10 pips away and you rejected, you know, that'll make you feel a bit more FOMO for sure. So price. Trades taken. Delete trades taken. Damn, man. What's did something flip? Weekly flipped. Monthly flipped again too, man. New high. Hey, by the way, alt out and flip your charts if you didn't know on TradingView. Kind of cool. Drop a video on that. If you clip that, that'll be a video. Is it not simply retesting the pop out during NY Open? Yeah, well, that's what it looks like it's starting to do. Yeah. Like this, right? To retest the lows. That's what it looks like. So, like, that's what it should be doing. I want to just see I want to get over the top wick. So if we can get that over with, and then you come down, I'll be more interested in taking the being part of the push, because that'll give me like a confirmation that you're not just gonna come up from here. That rejection was pretty steep though, huh? Like that was like a 150 pip rejection. Damn. That was insane. Within like I think a couple seconds too. Do you see our Asian trades? No, but I saw a shit ton of messages. I didn't get to see. Holy, Visa had a crazy runner or something. This is insane. That's pretty good. This is a nice leg candle fill. I don't even know if it's a leg candle, but it is a nice wick fill. Yeah, so did it blast up? What time frame is that? I didn't know what this was. Daily? I don't even know. Nice runner though. What else is there? Oh, this is yours. Wick entry sells. Okay. Wait, did you get that on the 1 hour leg candle? Yeah, Visa got 100 pips on this. Nice. Very nice. Damn. What confirms do you wait for to take a trade? It's a little different every time, but it's usually just market structure. I want that to align, and sometimes you can use it a little different. Like if I see that, like for instance, right now there's no 4 hour top wick here, or no 1 hour top wick here. So how I'll use the confirmation in this case is I'll be like, okay, that's the 1 hour. Let's drop down to like the 5, right? So what would need to happen for me to be comfortable with the idea that there's no 1 hour top wick? Because a 1 hour top wick would usually mean you're gonna come up to create a top wick, or you're gonna flip on the candle, right? That's what like generic price action would do, right? Like that's just what like majority of times that's what price would print, right? So if you want to take sells, but you have an idea that the 1 hour candle could flip because it's still open and it has no top wick, right? Then what could you wait for that will get rid of that idea or decrease the chances of that happening? So that's when I pull up market structure. So I'll be like, okay, how does price look right now? You've had strong pop down, no pullbacks. You had a strong pullback here finally. You have this, you have this, you have this. So then now what we can say is, we don't even need the charts anymore here. Let's just go ahead and bring this down here. So at this point, I'll be like, okay, if now what I have here is like some type of range, I understand that you're coming down on the higher time frame, the semi-high time frame, right? Because overall it's still bullish, but you're coming down from here. You had a lower high here, right? So is there a chance that this can just rip down? Like someone said that earlier, like isn't it just a retest of the lows? It could be, but I'm afraid of the 1 hour top, no top wick, which I think is somewhere up here, right? Let's just say it's there. That's where the 1 hour flip is. So if you get a push up above this range, what would you think would happen? Like, it's like, if this is a range and this is a breakout, what would happen on the breakout? On the breakout, you would probably make your way up towards the 1 hour top wick zone, right? So let's say you do that. Let's say that happens. You come up, tap that zone, but then all of a sudden you start shifting back into the range after. So instead of like flipping and driving, because that's just a flip, right? Usually you'll flip and drive. You tap that zone, you start coming back into the range. Look what this is now. This is a fake out, right? There's a high chance that if you came up, why wouldn't you drive up, start coming back into the range? There's a high chance you will continue down to fill the range now. So then I'll wait for that to fill in this case. And then once that fills, as you break below here, that's when I'll start looking for sells. So in that case, that's my only confirmation in that exact scenario, right? But there are scenarios where the confirmations could be different. So there could be a scenario where we're looking for, let's say we're looking for wick entry or buys above 46.93, right? So in this scenario, since this time we're kind of going up with the trend, you can be less aggressive with waiting for confirmation, because I don't see anything else that could be an issue, like maybe a bottom wick here. But if you now just make your way up above the highs, right? In this case, I don't want to just take the first break above the range, because this is the first breakout outside of this range. This could lead to a fake out, right? I'm concerned about that now. So if that is going to be a fake out, what we can do is wait for price to just close bearish or pull back after closing above. And then once it does that, as it closes back above that range, back above here now, right, above this area, that's gonna be my buy. I'll wait for that pullback. So it depends on the scenario, right? And this doesn't even have to pull back. This might not pull back, and it might just drive up. And if it does, then there's not much I can do about that. I just gotta sit there and wait for the next idea, right? But that's like another scenario. So depending on the trade, depending on the scenario, like sometimes we're looking for wick entries, right? It's different from taking the retest of lows. So, but it's all the same usually. It's just all market structure and using different ways. Market structure and yeah, just pure price action. No, I haven't entered a trade today. We came close earlier, but we're just waiting here. Looking at past your evals on Apex. How close are you? $9 a.m. is in about 12 minutes, so you're gonna have a 4-hour week bearish closure. It looks like it's not gonna do anything significant unless it really closes bearish below. It looks like you're just gonna be holding these ranges. So could you get a continuation on the next 4-hour candle to get a top wick? I think we'll find out. I think third time breaking on lows here. Is this gonna be the one? 1, 2, 3, fourth time. Is this gonna be the drive? Hey, is Bossman CEO here?
Bugün bulutlu bir gökyüzünün hakim olduğu Antalya'da hava sıcaklığı öğlen saatlerinde 34 derece olarak kaydedildi.
Yes, we got the first pick. We got the first overall pick. Yo, that's actually insane. Like 10 years later in Buffalo, we got the same first pick. And this time we might get McKenna. We had like, I think Vancouver had like a 23% chance to get in the first pick, and we had like an 8% chance going into the draft. I didn't even know how the draft works. Like I didn't really understand the whole thing. Holy. Bring back the fit checks. When did I do fit checks? On Twitch? Look for for shorts. I don't have any shorts right now. Cause I don't know if we're gonna come down from here yet. I don't have an idea right now. Damn. That would have been the earlier trade, I think. Damn. I could pull back above. It could pull back above 46.96, 47.09 for the high of the London session. 46.96. Yep, it definitely could. It definitely could. Around there, right? 96, 98 zones. Let's move this. Yeah, right, 97, 600. Around there. I think that'll be your 1 hour top wick too. So yeah, chat, just pay attention to the 4 hour closure, because if you look at it, if I were to erase everything and just draw the 4 hour support going across, like you're looking at it from, I think here, like these areas here is what you're looking at. So in this too, and you're closing above it, like you're still like you close above it on the bullish one, but then this bearish one, it closes respecting it. So the next 4 hour candle, like it could still come up, right? You can just get a bottom wick and still come up, or maybe you can open up with the bottom wick first, and then that could also be the 4 hour or the top wick, right? Like the range fill, because remember how we mentioned this is like the middle of nowhere, like this is the middle of the range, right? Your ranges are like this. This is your range, I'll say, between 61 till 97. Maybe you can go a little lower down here, but you're breaking back to this range, you'll assume a range fill. So this is the middle of nowhere where it rejected, right? And that's our concern today, because although I would like to see price make its way down to correct this move from yesterday, this could still be an issue, right? Because this is still too early. Like look at how much you retrace compared to like the actual move. This is barely enough structure, right? But if you could get like a top wick clear it out, and then you start shifting back to the range, I think that move down will be a lot sharper the second time around. So I think that's just what we're trying to figure out. It doesn't have to tap 61. Like, it doesn't have to fill that range, because you can even just push down like it did and just continue making these lower highs. Like, if it just does make these mini lower highs on the way down, you can get ideas too. It's just that you still gotta wait for those lower highs to form, right? So the move up will be quicker because it just takes one pop up and then a push back into the range, compared to these where it's like you kind of gotta wait for it. Pushes down, pullbacks, pushes down, pullbacks, and then your ideas can finally be within these areas, right? So those are like the options that we have. But yeah, you have 4 minutes. Is the previous monthly lead? Previous monthly is the lead candle. Yeah, I think it is. You can treat it like one. How much is this wick? 1.9. 2,000 pips. Yeah. You got a body react. You have the bottom wick too, so you already got that over with. Yeah, you definitely could. If you break above 47.30, then you have like 48.18 next, or 47.61. If that breaks above here, then yeah, it makes sense, because then you have 28, and then you know the next resistance zone's up here too. What's up, boss man? Boss man CEO. Do I trade Asian? No. I don't trade Asian. I just trade New York. I'm looking at trade Asian to making a return in Asian soon. Maybe not until like Q4. I'm assuming maybe summer. We'll see. But it won't be on stream. It'll be in the DVSO one. Congrats to the Leafs. I mean, we just spoke about it. What did you guys have as a? Did Mantra even had? Weren't you guys in the top 12 to get in the lottery? No, you guys weren't even in the top 16. We finna get McKenna. What's up, Cookie? Have y'all enjoying the education? All you can do for me is hit the like button, and I appreciate it. You have a 4-hour closure right now in about a minute, and looks like we are gonna be closing weak bearish on the 4, and the 1 will be closing. Don't get this confused with a leg candle. This is just a bearish candle with no top wick with the wick fill, right? Because it could look confusing sometimes. But yeah, if you have a wick fill, right? So you could fill the wick. I wonder if we can get a flip idea, because depending on how far this wick fill is, it looks like if there's no top wick at 93 on the 1, right? If you don't get that first above that area, and you just come down here, let's say you come down, you fill the wick, you break the lows, but then afterwards you start flipping again on the 1 hour time frame, I think there's a possibility that you can just take a buy on a reflip, but it's gonna require like a fill first, so you can get that idea over with, because otherwise the idea is just gonna be running in the back of your mind that likely is to happen. So you want to get rid of that idea, and that would be by filling the wick, and then you'll also be filling the 15 leg candle if that happens. So another scenario, I'm gonna be chilling. How much are these ranges here? This is like 150 pip ranges. Like, this is pretty tradable in these conditions. Damn, 300 people at 9 a.m. You took it from 7-2. That's a nice entry. Oh, I think we're about to break 93 here. Do we get it? I think I can remove this. It doesn't need a bottom wick, or it doesn't need a top wick, but it will be preferred. It's alright. We got a bottom wick, and then we get the flip, or we can also wait for structure, right? So like, if you just continue to create like these higher lows on the way up here, eventually you can just take your buy ideas, right? I'm assuming more so above like 26 up towards 61. Yeah, still kind of far. I think that's like at least another 360 pips. Is that a morning star? Where on the 30? Yeah, it could be a morning star. I think that's just doji morning star, right? You commented on TGR chat. I don't think I commented on TGR chat. Excuse me. Why do you think we are going bullish? I don't think we're going bullish or bearish right now. I think we're just waiting for direction to form. Like, we're bullish in the sense where we're following yesterday's push up over the last 2 days, right? You've been pushing up, but you've been pushing up very slowly without having liquidity, Like there wasn't any liquidity within this pop up. So what we're trying to figure out today is, are we gonna get a 1-2 pop correction? So 1-2 pop correction just means like you pop down a lot quicker than you pop up, right? And part of that reason is because you don't have liquidity yesterday. Like these moves up were just naked candles driving up, no pullbacks, nothing. So as you come down, there's less structure to break, right? Like if you were to have like actual like bottom wicks and liquidity on the way up, then different story, right? These zones could be seen as like, oh yeah, those are the times when you should have came down, but you flipped and continue to hold. That escalates for further continuation because that's your liquidity, right? But that was lacking. Like you don't have any of that going up. So as you come down now, there's a much higher chance to break through if you were to come down. So that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting to see like, okay, this right here is the first pullback. So from this pullback, can price now make its way back up above these ranges? Not saying it is, but like, can it? Is it a possibility? Because if it could, then this is like your liquidity. This is the first pullback you've had, right? This entire bearish move down. So then that's your higher low. And then as you break back above here, all you gotta wait for a small time for confirmation, maybe some bottom wicks to form. And then you can start looking for ideas above there. And if that doesn't form, then you can also come down the other way too, which is why I don't have a bias, right? Like you can also rip down. I would definitely won't take that though, because that could still be a steeper higher low to come back up, right? And we explain how we can shift the buy ideas from here down to here if you do get a bottom wick down to here first. But if you close below 5.2 and then you start to create like a bit of structure, holding that zone like this, as you close back below, hopefully these ranges, you have all of this range to take, and that's gonna be your sell. So like, I don't know where it's gonna go. I know where it's gonna go when it goes, right? When it comes down and creates structure, I'll know that, okay, or higher chance to continue. And if it comes back up to retest the highs, creates all that structure, then high chance to continue up, and we'll look for the buys, right? But in between, it's like, aside from our wick entry buy idea earlier that we missed by 70 pips, like that's what's next probably, the ones that we just drew out. So a bit more directional. Does that make sense? So if we were to target lower, where would we be targeting since there's no liquidity? Do we just do simple risk to reward? If we were to target lower, where would we be targeting? If you were to get continuation down below 5.2, it depends on how you come down. Like if you, like I said, if you come down below 5.2 and then you get like a pullback and you hold that zone, we're looking for sells below 0.5. So then you can look to target this range down here, right? But that can also change, because if you can look to enter earlier before 0.5, if you get enough structure coming down. So this is a pullback down now, like right here, that's happening. If you get continuation through and you get more lower highs here, then you can start to look for ideas from below here instead, because you have more lower highs, you have more structure, right? So then you can target here. So it depends on where we enter, but I don't have like a defined answer because I don't know what's going on yet. I don't know where we're gonna go from here. So we could get entries like here, or like we could get entries below here, but that's really up to price, right? What are the chances of hourly wick fill downside? I think you're like halfway there, so I think it's pretty high. far are you away here? Like 110 pips. Wait, this is how much is the wick fill? This entire thing was 200 pips. And you filled 130. So yeah, you got like a bit 70 to go. 78 pips to go. Trade's taking 45 people. What's up, Turco? See a level around 4640. 4640. Yeah, I think that's here, right? 4640. Yeah, I think that's pretty valid. Going across here too on a daily, especially. What's up, Addy? Yeah, it's very cold here. It's very cold over here. What else do you got? Four, 6, 05, 17. This should be good for the week though. Like today, should give you a lot of ideas for like tomorrow and especially NFP. This is like it's not even NFP yet. You're already moving this much, so NFP could be a lot more volatile. I think the London and Asian leading up to NFP is gonna be important too. Just set you up. How many trades y'all got today on price? For gold. Yo, 1, 2, 1 long in Asian, 5 in London. You're on your 45th straight today. Sheesh. 1, 9, sells during pre-NY. It took 102 trades yesterday. Revenge trading is real. It is real, man. It is a real thing. Just don't make it a habit. You'll be okay. Three. I don't even know if we hit 100 for the year yet. Like, I don't think so. We should be at 30, 40 trades. Where are we at for the year? Yeah, 38 trades. Hey, we're actually close to 7,000 pips. 100 pips away, basically. $7,000 pips given out on this stream. Oh, we're breaking the highs here. Sorry, chat price can't just slow down, so I don't know what to talk about no more. Whenever price moves, you know, some stuff to talk about. But when price is just, you know, moving like this, I don't know what to discuss. Is it a lower high or higher low? That's the question. Yep. I think that's the only question today. Did you just say, I'm about to go to work, give all your problems to Jesus? Where is my... Oh, could this be? Could this be some? Oh wait, hold on. You tapped 7-3, right? Or you tapped 9-7? So if we tap 9-7 and we have a lower high, came back up to came near that high. Not able to push down. Could we move the sell zone from what did we have earlier? 5-2? Could it be ahead of that? I don't think so. How much is this to go? The rest of the wick fill was 220. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be part of this move here, guys. This move down, unless you really come up to break that high. And like you probably want to see at least like 95, 97 zones. Like if you can come up towards that area and then make your way down, I think that would be a much better opportunity to grab the sells, because then you got that top wick out of the way. And then as you break back into the range here, right, all you gotta do is probably wait for a second pullback. You might get a small one here, or maybe just a top wick and continuation. Then below there could be sells. But if you get if we get a fill straight down first, then switch it up. The buys are back above here will be valid after, because then there's no reason to come back up there again. It's like you got a bottom wick, cool, right? You start flipping bullish. It's like, why didn't you continue down after that, the rebreak, right? Obviously the zone's on the way down too at 5-2 and like 6-1, 5-7 and such. But if you get to push down first and then you flip on that candle, you can take advantage of that flip. And I think that flip gives you the 1 hour flip, which is above, or from here down to here. Let's say you fill the wick, you're gonna have to push up to 20 back up. And then yeah, the flip could be something. The flip from 83 to 92. But I think that's only if you get a bottom wick first. So still a lot to play out. Like you need to play out here. You need to get rid of this in order to go down, or you need to come down first in order to go up. Like in this bubble, it's gonna be a little more difficult to read. In that range there. Have a blessed day, man, at work. Why do you need it to come back up and break the highs before you enter? I want to get rid of that 1 hour top wick idea. So the only way I can get rid of that idea is if you come up first for a top wick. Because we don't know if this is going to come up yet or come down yet. This is you're coming off of a bullish move. Remember that, right? Off a bullish move, this is the first pullback down since the bullish move, which is good. But this can also just come back up. This doesn't have to come down. It's too early to say so, because this is all you have. These two candles compared to all of this entire push. Right? So you don't even need to come down again. It doesn't have to. It looks like it is, right? On a smaller time frame, just assume that, oh, it's gonna retest the lows, right? But when you pay attention to the higher time frame, it's like you don't need to come down. You can just from here come up. So I'm trying to get rid of that idea. Like if we could come up first and then you don't continue up, you come back into the range, that's like your confirmation, because all that happens was like this, or let's say like this, right? Back down, top wick, and then now you have this. That'll be a lot better. Right? Because you look, you have this here, you draw it over here. Right? So right now you're like sitting there. Right now you have this. This is kind of where you are right now. You gotta push up like this. Right? So it's like, is that enough? Like looking at market structure, would you think this would be enough for continuation down? There's a possibility for sure, right? Because there's been a rejection and this is a lower high. But until we actually come back down to re-break the lows, hold, like look how much range you have after. You have all of this. So there's no need to like predict it from here, but you can just wait for more confluence, especially for a top wick idea. Now imagine if like from here, it comes back up, re-break the highs, right? At that point, it's like, oh yeah, it should go up. But then let's say, pops back into the range now, lower highs, where would your sell be? Right here, right? Because then now you actually have this to clear out the idea that you're gonna go up, because it would have gone up on that pop. Comes back down, right? So first move down, let that settle in a little bit, lower highs, break back into the range. There's your range fill, and that's gonna be I think we have 5.2, maybe even 0.5, right? But you have all of this range coming down, so you don't need to jump the gun early from here. You can just kind of wait for all of this to play out, and then once you get like confirmations of direction, because sometimes there's just too much conflict, right? There's like 4 hour can just come up from here. You don't even need a bottom wick. The 4 hour candle closed holding these ranges, right? It's within this range. Look at the ranges in. You see this range fill? On the 4, it can just come up. It doesn't even need a bottom wick, right? This can literally happen, and then you'll fill that range. So you're just looking for ways to avoid it, basically. You get the generic idea, like generally this is what price would do like 8 times out of 10, and then you look for ways to avoid it. And that's your trade. So like that's why sometimes I'm just like I don't have much to say, because there's not much that is happening. Like there's not any new information that's printing, and that's okay, right? You don't have to like always try to constantly hunt for ideas all the time, because you can just wait for things to actually form. And it might not form at all today. Right? But then you come back tomorrow, you do the same thing. Eventually it will form your ideas. Detect fakeouts. I have a video on that actually. I was making like, I spent like 8 hours making a reel yesterday. I couldn't get it down, but fake out, you look at the higher time frame. So like you might see this as like Like for instance, right here, right? You're like, oh, okay, so let's say from here, you get a range. And then within the range, or this is your resistance, this right here is your support, right? So within that area, a fakeout will be if you get a pop up, right? And then you're like, oh, how do you avoid it? A lot of times it's because you're not looking left, like you're not looking at the higher time frame. So this is what you might see on the smaller time frame. All that's happening in the higher time frame was you're already coming down. So let's say this move is coming down and then it started to range, right? So when you zoom into the smaller time frame, you're not gonna see what's happening to the left there. Oh, that's all you see. So like, oh yeah, it's a breakout. Why wouldn't it like drive up, right? Next thing you know, you start making your way back into the range. But the entire time, and then it's a fake out, right? But the entire time, if you look left, the higher time frame, it would have shown you that this overall was just a move down. This is your lower high to continue. All right, so it's just using the higher time frame. Like for instance, even like a live charts right now, you're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame. Right? I think a lot of traders could get faked out below here today because this is just the breakout zone. So how do you avoid that? You look at the higher time frame, right? Looking at the 1, this is bullish. So even if it were to come down below, it can still do this because this is still very bullish. So as you come down like that, all you're doing is really creating a higher low. All right, this is just a higher low. This is your push up, higher highs, higher lows. And then now you're expecting price to come back up to retest the highs to continue its original trend. So that's like what I'll look for at first, right? Then the rest comes just like candles, closures, top wicks on small time frame stuff like that stuff you add on later. But the general idea is like usually I'll look for these things on the higher time frame first. And then I'll start breaking it down to like the 15 to 5. Like I'll wait for like a specific bottom wick or something, right? But you start high and you start making your way down to a lower time frame. What's up, Big Sam? So you mean that before entering a trade, we need to confirm the trend? In other words, then waiting, there are two possibles. One is false breakout, the other is confirmed trend. Yeah, wait, sorry. You mean before entering a trade, we need to confirm the trend through higher highs and lows? Are there any possibilities besides two? Yeah, like you want to confirm the trend, but you also, like you said, you also want to think about the opposite end too, right? So you said false breakout, because there's always two outcomes, right? So think about what the opposite could do, right? And then once you think about what the opposite could do, how could you avoid that opposite before it happens? Because you don't want to see it happen and then think about that now. Like before, make that judgment before. Like before this move going up here, we already mentioned that this is a possibility. Not that we knew it was gonna go up. We also mentioned that it could go down too, right? But in this case, it went up. So what is this move up doing now? Like what is this gonna do for our idea for it to go down? All right, keep in the back of our mind, we're still thinking about buys too, but like if this were to go down, what do you want to see now? You got a top wick, right? Your bell tapped that 95 zone, so that will be cleared. If you make your way back into this range here, get a top wick, get a re-breakout lows, could there be ideas below here now? Absolutely. All right, but at least this is over with. Like if you were to go up here, it just goes up, it won't come back down, right? But if it does come back down, that's your move right there. So you always want to think about it from the opposite, just so you can be cautious of like what could happen and what can actually form. For the past couple weeks, you feel like gold doesn't move much during NY session? I caught the trend in the first 2 hours and a bit more during London. New York just slow for the past couple weeks. Yeah, I think it was. It was for the majority of March and then the first 2 weeks of April, but I think it picked up. I think it's only gonna get better from here. So you should start to see a transition with volume from London Asian to majority New York again for a short while. I don't know till exactly when, but due to like us starting to break out the ranges, right? It just starts to kind of line up again on the higher time frame. This week. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yes, they move a shit ton, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes like when it moves like until 6 a.m. Like, was this until 6 a.m. today? Yeah, 6 a.m. Like there's usually like a couple hour break time before you get continuation of volume and trend. I think yesterday you moved until 6, so we expected about like 10 or 8, 9, it will start moving again. It didn't move until 11, 12. Hey, you got the top wick, tap 97. So can you get a push down now? Right? Or is this just going to take you up for the 4-hour candle? That is still the opposite idea that we're thinking about, right? That 4-hour top wick there. Hopefully rejection at 95. Yeah, let's see. The earlier you reject, the better. Pull back at 46.96. Rejection at 95. Yeah, let's see. Sometimes you can kind of tell too. Like sometimes I might be looking at the minute and the 15, and like, or in this case, a 15. You can just kind of visualize a line right here above the range, and then if you see it just get stuck there, it just continues to flutter above that area, you're creating higher lows on a smaller time frame. Like on the minute chart, and on the second chart, you're gonna see like some ticks there, right? It's just some higher lows. So you can kind of tell whether it's gonna like high chance to continue or high chance to break back into the range. So far it's holding pretty well. So we want to go back to the 4-hour time for now and see if what's coming up, right? There's a minor resistance here. So if you continue up, that could be a zone. 4701. Minor zone. I don't think it's too major. And then yeah, you could get the rest of the range from. I think looking left, maybe just that. This right here. Got more stuff right here. Got more zones going across. All the way up until 47.61. You said that 1 minute gap. I don't see it here. Hmm. 20 minutes for 4, possible to flip out of 4 hours, then maybe continue up. Oh, you have a different 4-hour closure. You have the 10 a.m. one, right? One, two, three, 4. That means your 4-hour candle is bearish. That's your 4-hour candle, right? I think that's the same 4-hour candle as ours. A little different, but I think still holding the same ranges. Let's see. Could be a start of something. You're looking at, I think you're looking at like 10 a.m. at least for a trade though. I don't think we're gonna, unless you get some insane volume here. It's looking like 10. Oh, I didn't save your Visa's video yesterday. You've been sober. I try, man, but it's hard. That was a pretty smooth flip. That count just came down. Or is it the music? Just made it look so smooth coming down, like 120 FPS. You watch automotive YouTubers? Yeah, I do. I do. Not too much though, but I do sometimes. I was watching that guy build put together that Bugatti. Axis Bugatti. Game plan? We're just chilling right now. Waiting for these highs and lows to form, and then we'll start hunting right after. So just waiting for this to kind of do something. Matt Armstrong, yeah, him. Chat, y'all think we can ever go on a yearly win streak? Like no losses for the entire year? I think it's like incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard. And you shouldn't try to like force win streaks or anything. But last year we came like pretty close. Like we weren't trying to go on like we just trade, right? Just trade every day, show up, whatever. But it ended up like in the last 365 days, there's been 3 losses. The only issue about the losses is that the last one was quite big. The last one was 43%. And I think that was because we didn't adjust our lots. So it took us like maybe 2 months this year to recover that loss in January. And we didn't come back to BE in profit until like March, I think. Like we actually just hit the highs again on this account. I think I saw it yesterday. Yeah, like Where is it? Like we're just at the highs. We just broke it. There was like a Fibonacci retracement here, right? Like a, what is this? 61.8 retracement, right? Back up to retest the highs. Higher lows. I think that's enough liquidity, right? No, but yeah, the yearly thing is, has someone ever done that? I'm sure there has been. I'm sure there has been, probably not talked about or just like seen on social media. I'm sure there's people who have done that. That's actually insane. Imagine a whole year of no losses. Like, that's incredible. That's incredible. You got an 18 win streak earlier this year. That's your highest. 18 is good. Yeah, as long as you're just like stacking up those percentages, right? What is this song, bro? Summary. You go on view and then reports, and then that pops up right there. Bearish flag where? On the minute? Why does it keep playing this? My live stream's on ultra low, so minimum. Yeah, it definitely helps if you don't take a trade every day. Penzo doesn't have a loss since June. Yo, you're 1 month away, Penzo, from going a full year. You actually might be able to do it. You're 1 month. I just took in. You took the loss on June with us, and then you didn't take the one in January. You're a month and 20 days away. No pressure to hit the year. Yo, you can do it. Let's get you there, bro. All you gotta do is do not hop onto the charts tomorrow and the rest of the year, and you'll be right there, man. But I'll be sick. Let's get to the year. That's in like 40 days, basically. The last major swing trade, I think like 23, 3 years now, 3.5 years. Bro, too much pressure now. I know you didn't think, you forgot probably. Shit. You can do it though. One year. That's insane. You know how people can say that? I didn't take a loss in 1 year of trading. Not a lot of people can say that. Yeah, that is pretty sick. Like that's pretty cool, pretty wild. What's up, man? 49328. Yeah, it's pretty insane. I mean, even 11 months though, like, you know, that's still good. Like 11 months of no losses, like that's crazy. I still think we're gonna get to a point where we have a positive RR one day. Like I've said it since day one. It's just, you know, there's different ways to get there, but we focus on getting sharp, and then we just focus on getting sharp. And the sharper we get, the better our stops will be. Right? I think we can get to a point where we do actually have a positive RR trading style naturally. But it's gone better. But I think it just stops. Like once we learn to or once we have a better stop. Bro, I'm new here. 1 new entries. Now I'm in trade with bank manipulation SNR. I'm telling you one thing, man. No bank is looking at your account. I don't care if you got 100 million in there. No bank is gonna try to fuck you over, man. Support and resistance though, for sure. That's definitely stopping you. But no bank manipulation. You know what? Maybe there's bank manipulation. But if there's always bank manipulation, there should be always bank manipulation. When you're like back testing, you're basically looking at bank manipulation prices and data and confluences. So if it is bank manipulation, at this point, your mind should be adjusted to the idea that it's all bank manipulation. Therefore, it's just part of it. So nothing really changes when you trade. It's just an excuse. Oh, it's bank manipulation. It's like you're always trading bank manipulation though. If it is, then it's always. Unless it's like actual retail, you know, on your MT5, you see a large candlestick of nowhere that goes all the way up and then comes all the way back down and wipes out your orders. That's a whole different story. That's called scam. Yesterday, I sniped a reversal to the pip damn near. I secured full profits, but I could have closed partials and wrote to the moon. You sniped a reversal to pip damn near. Damn. You're a 7 pip runner last night though? Let's go, man. Your USD 70 pips is like equivalent to like 700. Stop saying manipulation. Yo, Richie, you ready for the Discord server? You about to be head mod. What strategy are you using? I am using just price action. Price action. Alright, it's about to be 10 a.m. here. So maybe right after 10 we'll get some ideas. Coming very soon. Chat, it better be active. If we open a Discord and it's not active, I'll be very disappointed because you guys been asking for a Discord, so I'm expecting it to be lit. If we open it and all I see is you guys spamming W, and then that's it. 10 minutes after the Discord's dead, we're gonna close it up. No way. You start working on it? Yeah, we did. Why not? I gotta add a couple bots. Hey, any Discord creators in the chat? I'll give you free pips on the stream. I don't know if you're trolling, Richie. Bro, last time I added you to the Discord, you didn't do anything. I didn't. Or actually, if you're being serious, hit me up. We'll run it. Because they want the Discord up. I just need help setting up bots and just like, yeah, just bots on the channel, on the page, or on the server. Like those automation bots. Three AI pictures sent today. I like this one. This is the best one. My favorite one. Alright, bet. I got you. I'll hit you up. Don't air me, okay? When I hit you up. Name your playlist. I think this one is called... Go on Spotify and then search up... Which one is this? Oh, search up DMCA, free lo-fi and chill beats. It's by Matari Zen on Spotify. This is some random one. I don't even think this is copyright free because I get copyright notices still after. 4709, sell or continue? You're asking a tough question. That's like make up an answer on the spot. I don't know here. I think I need to see this breakout to know what's gonna happen. Because that's when I think you'll start getting real volume or more volume. This is decent. I think you can get a bit more volume here. So a little better conditions you can get once you just break out. Because that's going to lead you to getting fake outs. If it's a fake out, this range should clear pretty fast. And if it's a breakout, then you just continue breaking up. Above like 4671. You know, you have all that range. So that's just all I'm waiting for. It's a pretty big range. Have you ever seen gold push up like this? Yeah, for sure. Like this is like playing at times because every time you make an all-time high, right? It's just, if anything, this is even that impressive. Like gold's been on way more than this, you know? Gold's been cracked out way more than this. Remember this sell? Did you see this sell? It was like this. Or these ones, like, but just the opposite, just going up, just rallies. Yeah, gold's definitely been crazier over the last 2 years though. 1,000 plus pips in the session. Yeah, for sure. Even this candle, I think. This is 2,500. How much is it today? This is 1,600. This is good today, right? But I think there's definitely been more volatile days. Like even this right here was like 3,000. But usually when you rally like that, I don't get much. Like I don't usually get ideas or trades whenever we're in those type of conditions. Even here, right? I didn't get much. Like, see, like even the gaps, like between here and here, we just let it ride up. Look at this push down. I think this was a 5,000 pip push. 3,000. This one, 3,000. This one right here was 7,000. That was like all-time record, I think, on January 30th. That was insane. Golden Pharaoh was one of a kind. Yeah, gold is onward. Biggest day of all time. Ever. Like all time gold charts. Like from the beginning of $1. Price action today. I don't know. What do you guys rate price action today? I think if it was a 6, I'll have more ideas. Maybe 5.5. 5. It moved for sure. Was this a wick entry buy? $10 a.m. here. Let's see. Let me just check something real quick. Oh, that's a sell. All right. So, new 1 hour candle. It looks like you close bullish. And since we closed bullish, are we going to finally create a lower high? Because it's bullish, right? So it's like you're expecting to drive up, but let's say this is the top wick and you start flipping bearish, right? If that were to happen, I think that move down might be pretty sharp in terms of volume. So then if that's a lower high, could this be the first lower high since the initial move down, right? If it is, then what you're gonna get is a push down like this. And then all you gotta wait for, I believe, is top wick and then continuation. So just a lower high, right? So you can retrace from like here up to there. I think that'll be just throwing it out there around numbers, but this is the 200 pip pop pullback, for instance, right? And then the breakout lows, and then you have ranges down here, 6 sells. So we'll see. This is the first push up after the first push down. So basically just a lower high that could be happening, or a higher low to continue up. So it doesn't matter which one. I think even the higher low to continue won't be too bad too, because now you have structure to back this move up. And then you can start taking buys ahead of time. You give it a 0. True. True. I did lower the risk this year. I did not realize that until now, because this year so far I'm up 35, 34. So wait, what was your risk before? Or what's your risk now? Chat, what do you guys risk per trade? Like any 1%ers? Anyone here actually risk 1% per trade? you risk 1%, you either a virgin or you billionaire. You got so much capital that 1% is like so much money. Damn. One and three. Yeah. I'm trying to get down to one. Like I think I'm trying to, but slowly, you know. I think we dropped it a lot since from prior, but you know, slowly. I think next threshold for me is 20%. If I can get down to 20, and then it becomes 15, then it becomes 10. %, 20 and 30. Yeah. If I risk 1% and we have like, what would that be? 1% risk in this account, and I have, let's say 1500 pip stop loss. Like, I might have to go. Like I don't even think I can do that. 0.01 lot probably. I'll be making like, what's 10 pips on a 0.01 lot? 10 cents. Making like 20 cents a trade, which is doable. You risk 2. Is that because you're on FTMO though, or on a not FTMO, on a funded? True. The 100 pip man entered the chat. What's up, Visa? We were looking at your trade earlier. We were pocket watching. You got a 100 pip runner. We heard. Without us. Wait, did you just come down for a bottom wick tap in 97? I did not even realize. What I have here, 97, 600. That zone got tapped twice, I think, right? On the highs and on the lows. So if that breaks the lows again. Let's see, can we get a top wick one more time? See if you get top wick one more time, could be interesting. If you can get a top wick one more time up in these zones, let's see how quick that push down is. You're saying 85-90% win rate? Hey, any positive RR trades in the chat? Like who just watches just because like you don't actually trade it, you trade positive RR. 1% per day on prop. Yeah, me. Keyword. You can risk 2-3% CFD if you just have to risk 1 to 5. Features funded, right? No, I just want to know because I was just curious. How many positive archers watch? You have a nice leg count out here in the 5. Okay, hold on. You remember you got it. Yeah, top wick at 12. You have a leg candle on the 5. You get a top wick, you make your way back below 05. I think that might be too early. I think it may have to be below here, but let's see. Let's see how steep the top wick is. If it's deep enough, or if it's like this, that'll be fine. Below here, at least to break, at least until 47.21. If you can get a top wick there, then we can look for ideas below this zone, below 05. If it's not up here, and it comes down from here, or anywhere below 12, then we're looking for below 97. Four-hour leg candle too, right? That's gonna be the 1 hour flip and the 5 leg candle break. So I think that's pretty important. 97 zone. We'll keep an eye on that. Husky, so you trade positive RR. I didn't know that. If you guys are enjoying the stream, let's get to 100 likes. We at 97. 3 more. Who's gonna be the 3 people to get us to 100? We still have that 15 lead. It was not filled completely yet. Which one? This one down here. 15 lead. Yeah, this one. Yeah, you have, I think. Yeah, just that one. Yep. So let's see if this breaks. If it can break and hold too, guys. We can also get buys too if this just breaks the highs and pulls back and holds based on the 4-hour time frame. All right, remember the 4-hour time frame? 4-hour time frame, the idea is we're just breaking back into that range, and that bearish closure didn't really have any significance on price. It's still holding these areas. Right, so technically you have clean traffic. Push up is not bad. It's like picking up a little bit. No problem, man. Is LQS box FEG enough to be profitable? I think you can make it work. If all you focus on is FEG, and I don't know what LQS box is, but if you focus on those 2 things and you start drilling those trades out, and you start to see that, okay, over X amount of months I'm profitable, then that's a start. That's good. And all you gotta do is keep being consistent. So you can literally make anything work. If I can make negative RR work, you can make anything work, right? Okay. Getting some action here, guys. Starting to break the highs. AJ? I thought I'm talking about the one in our chat. I think it's breakings and bullish all day. That's yet to see. If it breaks, technically it should continue to drive up, right? So we'll just wait for those pullbacks. But if it pulls back into the range and things get crazy, I think the move up was a bit slower than this push down, so that could be some indications. Imagine that wick entry earlier. 500 pips. How much was this before it pulled back? 260, 70 pips. Damn. $130 pips. How much is this? 40. This is 50. This is 80. What did you just send me? All right. Thank you, Visa. W Tyrese, thank you, bro. As long as you're profitable, I'm happy, man. Whatever I can do for you. W use of AI. Hey, that was our old background stream, huh? The beach. I should bring that back. Green screen. Yo, chat, should I do a green screen? Green screen might take up less space on the charts. So I can just be anywhere. I can be floating like the middle of the screen. I can be like down here. That might be the play. Cause this takes up like a whole, you know, corner. Why use it? I don't know. I just feel like less space. Green screen kind of 2018, really? But Speed uses green screen. Or no, Janksy uses green screen too. And Flight. Did I not say it right? Is it Janksy? Or Jinxie? Janksy, same shit. Janksy. Green screen people with shit background. Green screen much needed. Let's do a poll. Let's see. Cells cooking. Projector background. How about the projector background? Did you guys like that one? The one we did last month with the beanie? That was either the best era or the worst era. The border stream? I might have it here. Oh no, it's on my PC. Damn. Border. That is 2018. The border ones. Because that takes up so much space. Oh, y'all said no. Damn. Oh, pushing. Guys are pushing back into the range. I see a little bit of volume here coming in. That's just a 5-minute candle, but still, the way it's glitching. Let's see, can it pick up? How much is this? 150. 150 pips. Haven't been playing any games. Yo, did you like mature or something? Like what happened, bro? When was your birthday? February? Damn, you turned an age older and you different now. That's why I thought it was a clone yesterday. It just sounded a little different. It didn't sound like the Richie that I knew. Background's cool. Thank you, man. Thank you. Liquidity grab. Let's see. What if the move up was a liquidity grab? What if the move the last 2 days were liquidity grabs? Don't you got Levi? While am I chewing and drink? I don't know what AI does that. You should run the gamba with your friends. What's that? You want me to gamble? You want me to take a stake deal? Is that what you just said? You want me to take a rain bet deal? Oh, here we go. Let's see. You got quite a bit to go, guys. But 100 pips until you come down to tap into 46.97. You have a leg candle fill halfway there, so that should help. But I would assume maybe a reaction is off of 05 first. So we'll see how that comes down. It's gotta pick up a little more in that volume, right? That's still very weak. But you have the rest of the range to pick up if it rips down. And you still didn't break the highs, right? I think this was close, maybe 50 pips away from breaking the highs too. That's pretty cool. Wait, what game is that, Pencil? The game is called Gamble with your friends. Okay, maybe we'll go on Twitch for the Drake release on the 15th. Maybe. If I go live, I go live, but maybe. Sorry, I can't type. Y'all seeing what I'm seeing? It's a nice structure. Broke below, it drove. You see that clean? This is a fake out right there. Wait, what is this though? Use gamble straight up. That's cool. That's cool. Maybe we'll give it a shot on Twitch. Okay. Hey, we're starting to push. Prefer no hezzy. You can sell your bar parts. I would short this move down and target 46.59 below previous low. All right, let's get it, man. 5.9, that's right there, yeah. If we get a push below the range, is it suggesting Petra sells or do you use it as liquidity? Like something's still running. Like I still have an idea in the back of my mind that this move up could be liquidity because you're on the high, like on the very higher time frame, like the very high time frame, daily and weekly. You're still kind of coming down for the year, right? And I know this. Let me just remove this. So this could still happen, right? Like the same way we're expecting to go up, the same way like looking at the higher time frame, this can still come down. And then going to daily, same thing too. This is the first breakout. I think if the daily continues tomorrow, there's gotta be a pullback or something, right? If you get a closure like this, then tomorrow maybe a wick fill. I think you need a pullback or you need some. And if it's a fake out, then it's a fake out. You just kind of make your way back down to the bottom of the range. And because this is bearish, right? This is still lower high territory until you break that. And this is still a lower high for this lower high. That's still a possibility. So not that like I think we're going to come down 100%, but if you put it in that case, then these pushes down, these pushes up are liquidity then. If you put it in that scenario, right? Which means that these pushes down are just continuation of trend. On the smaller time frame, it doesn't look like it. It looks like you're trying to get a reversal, but on the higher time frame, it kind of adds up. The only issue is time, right? It's 10:30. So, I mean, you barely moved today after 8 a.m. Or no, did you move? You kind of did move up a little bit. I think you can move a little better. Because even looking at this bearish move, look how strong it was compared to the pushes up. Like even that, and that was the very first pullback down. So if this second move is also strong too, and you start re-breaking these lows, I don't see why this wouldn't get corrected. And then you can look for sells below like 46.80, right, coming down. But I'm just trying to figure out this. So like, cause again, this can still be a higher low too, right, to drive up. So that's it. Once we figure that out, like we're getting closer now because the reason we didn't do much today is because we're just waiting for it to go up, right? Or go down. It went up. It's near the area. So now all it needs to do is just either create structure here to show us signs that it's going to come back down to retest the lows, or it needs to break out. And then if you get a fake out, that could be ideas. All right, so it's close. Just a couple more things, and then we'll have a much better idea formed. like see that now, that's like LQS. Then I wait for the BOS breaker structure retrace into FEG. And if you get a bearish engulfing, enter sells. That seems valid if that's something you look for. Yeah, I think that's you mentioned structure too. What's up, Jordy? How was stream? Did you grab anything? My stream is going pretty chill. I'm just still waiting. "13 hours ago, Trump says operation to reopen." This is some good music for trading. What y'all think? It actually doesn't sound too bad, this one. Live session has this pattern where it goes bullish, then goes bearish at 10:40. Well, 10:40 is so specific. London, New York session, or am I high? Oh, we're about to find out if you're higher, because in 6 minutes will be 10:40. That's called sample sizing. That's good. If you notice that, keep paying attention to that time, that move, and then see if it happens. And then journal out that move. And then if you get enough times you see it happening, then now you have a new play in your playbook. So no, you're not high, you're just sample sizing. That's how you make a playbook. All right, now, man. The hand looks too real. Double top. Damn, I should drop that video. I covered double top yesterday too. Double top could be. Hey, no Eddie lifts today? I didn't see Eddie lifts today. Did you guys see Eddie lifts? Alright, I'm gonna be back in like a minute, okay? There should be volume when I come back. All right. Damn, 120 likes. Thank you guys. Maybe soon we can start targeting 200 likes. Maybe after 125. Oh, vape. You think XYZ got mad? Nah, he was there this morning. I pinned his message. He was there before stream. Oh, this cough is terrible. You said vitamin C? Do you think we still have potential of pushing up, taking in consideration that we already extended? Oh, yeah, I think that's a possibility. Because like you want to just follow the trend, right? So the trends on the daily is bullish. You want to just follow that until it doesn't become bullish no more. So if it's basically what I'm trying to say is if it's not bullish anymore, then you will start to see a shift. And that's how I don't know, like potentially we can continue down or we can continue up, right? But I think at first glance, you're looking at just continuation. That should be the most simple move. It's like just regular price action, right? But if you start to slow down and start seeing like structure, then things start to shift a little bit. And then you can start connecting that to the higher time frame that's already bearish, right? Like you've kind of had this massive move at a pullback, and then you're trying to figure out now what's going to happen here. From here, either if you continue down for a bottom week before making your way up, or from here to just retest the lows. But I think that's what's next. Yeah, that's why you're ranging. Like that's why you've been ranging since March. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of range. Daily just broke out, so that's a good sign to start breaking out on the weekly. So XG has been in compression phase since start of March, just broke out of the high side today. Very well could end up a bull trap if a retest of the BOS fails. Compression, new word. I might start using that. Yeah, it's a possibility. We need some volume though, for sure. Like, what is this? I think we'll give it 20 more minutes, and then if we just sit here, then it might be a day, guys. No trades today. The only idea was the earlier one, and I didn't think that would be the last one today. But if that's how it ends, then that is your Wednesday. It's pretty clear on day charts for XAG anyway. Like you see, during that time, XAG has been ranging. Yeah, it lines up. Yeah, you've been ranging since March. You broke on the high side today, so very well could be a bull trap to fake up back into the range if the structure fails, right? Yeah, I can see that exact thing you just mentioned. Yeah, daily is first breakout too, right? So that makes perfect sense. If the daily were to fall back below here, then that's your fake out, right? Then tomorrow, who knows? Tomorrow could close bearish. I think like you're gonna have one session or two sessions in between now until NFP where you're gonna range. And I think it might be the pullback, because this pullback could lead to a pullback to continue, or for a fake out. I think that's gonna be Asian London tonight, and then New York, Asian London tomorrow, before NFP on Friday. And then Friday, hopefully direction, something. You're still undefeated, bro. You got no trades today. One day down. Let's see. 46.97. Could that break? Retested the highs. Now spreads got a little smaller. The reflip of this candle is gonna be the third time it tried to come down. What are you looking for? This is volume. This is waiting for volume. Like the whole day, we're just waiting for volume. So that's still a thing. Your go-to props? If I have one, I would give it, but I don't have our go-to prop. You think go down, turn over? It's too early to tell. Like, I think this is the first breakout. Higher time frame still bearish. So as long as the higher time frame doesn't break structure, any given point can still come down. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's over. I also wouldn't say the bullish has started. I think we'll have a better idea after this week, after NFP comes out, with that extra volume that pumps in. It should give you some sense of movement on Friday, and then that should lead you to next week. And this month of May should be pretty good for direction. I think eventually you'll get a direction this month. I don't know if it's over, but we'll find out. My analysis prediction for the one. I don't have much predictions for the one. Like it's two scenarios that's going on probably. It's either you break these highs, and then once you break the highs, if you start establishing small time frame zones, support zones right here, as you start to get that, you can start looking for buys back above. So scenario number two, you correct this move, the previous 1 hour leg candle, not really a leg candle, but you can treat it like one, below there. And then all of a sudden now you have an actual lower high for the initial high that you made earlier this morning. And you can start looking for ideas to continue down towards 46.52. So you have 15 minutes left in this 1 hour candle, or less, not a lot of time. But I think it'll be a pretty important closure. But I don't know what's going to do, right? I don't know if it's going to come up from here, make a new high, or flip bearish and start closing below the ranges. I gotta just wait and see. Because it's a little hard to read when there's no volume on price. When it's just like ranging, there's not much data or information that's printing for you to collect. It's just kind of like useless information, or not that important, right? Because it's just in the range at the end of the day. Let's get out of this range down. We making trades, but wife's double spending them. Plus 30 pips made, negative 60 pips spent. That's just how life goes, man. Shit. At least you made it 30. At least you made it 30. All right. Hey, we're pushing. Let's see. Could you? How fast is this correction gonna be, right? So you want to see this, like. Don't mind. I should remove 97 as a line and add 97 as a zone here. Let's see. What else can we do? We could take. Wait for the break below. Wick entries you can't take. Continuation wick entries can't take. Wick entry buys can't take. I already got a pullback. Continuation obviously can't take yet. Actually, continuations maybe we can take, but I think that's gonna have to break 42 first. Just fake outs, honestly. If this even is a fake out, right? It's pretty slow so far. Like, look how long it took to kind of break out this range, right? The next range is like here, going across. So if this can clear that within one candle, matter of fact, we might move that zone down, that blue zone. We might start looking for the sell ideas below. Let's see. We might start looking for the sells below. It's too close to the 1 hour close for me to take the re-break at 9.7, because then you can just close the leg candle, right? If you close leg candle on this candle for the one, then the next candle could easily just retrace. That's a leg candle fill. So let's move this. I think, what else do we have? Got some support here going across 92, below there, and a top wick probably. I think we're gonna need to see a push down, a top wick, a closure back below, top wick, and then continuations. Because you have all of this, right? You don't need to get in from here down. They can still flip. I think what this is good for, though, in case it does rip up, is that would be good for a higher low, because now you have multiple higher lows on the way up if that candle flips, and that would be very good for structure. So yeah, we'll find out here. Here's a playlist. Let me share it to you. Yeah. You have a leg candle fill though, right? So that's nice. I think the 5 leg candle fill is happening right now. That's what you do have. And then I think below here you also have the higher time from lecandle fill. It's also the 4-hour flip too. Yo, Richie back? Yeah, we can't get a trade until then. Devious train floors. No way this is copyright free. This one might be too good to be copyright free. This is way too slow, man, to come down. Let's see if it picks up here. How much is this drop? 74. 74 pips. Yeah, still pretty slow though, even here, right? This move is pretty slow down. This one's extra slow. Same way it came up. So nothing significant has changed in movement, structure, volume. Summer day in Vietnam with a coconut type song. Did you see the new Core Boys house tour? Yeah, they did a tour. They have a, I think it's a mansion in LA. Kid Cudi, what? Toronto? You going? Two more minutes, I guess. Might be GG's. Maybe. Not bad, Dave. Chad, what do you guys rate today's price action? On a scale of 1 to 10. I feel like our scale is like a 1 to a... Our scale is like a 1 to an 8 or something. Because we never get to a 7. See you tomorrow, guys. Gonna dip. Peace up, Biza. Price action 2. Damn, you're harsh. You give it a 2. Six and a half. I can see it. No, I am. We are. Today was technically a drive day though. So we usually don't get much on drive days. Even I think the mirror of this even too, we didn't get much. Because this is the same mirror on 27th of April. And that day we didn't get anything. Same mirror here, we didn't get much. I think we're gonna place I'm gonna place a session stop loss, okay? So I'm gonna try to wait for the 1 hour opening, wait to see the highs and lows, and then I think the sells could play out quicker than the buys in this case. Because I think for the buys, I still need closures above and structure. The sells down require a little bit of less structure because you're already halfway down. So what I can do now is maybe place a session stop loss here. up at 18. And if you break that high, or if you make a push down here to re-break these lows again, especially nyse 7, I'll move my session stop loss from there to the current 1 hour highs. And then we'll just keep trailing the session stop loss down, which limits us to only taking sell ideas if it comes down. Cool. So still potential. Yo, Eddie, we're looking for you. True. Did you re-break the highs? You did, right? All right. So if you break this low again, I think we're gonna move it up to we're gonna move the session stop loss down to 47.05, chat. And then yeah, we'll see if this can make a lunge. To quite a bit though. It's like 85 pips. So we need volume for sure. Peace out, FGT. FTC. You know, when price is moving so slow, you gotta zoom into like the max. What's your view on NASDAQ? Wait, NQ is NASDAQ, right? My view on NASDAQ. Let's take a look. Let's see. NASDAQ. Like, what time frame are you asking? Like, higher or lower? I think higher for sure is bullish. Wow, when was this? Wow, this thing made a crazy push. Is this all-time highs? Yeah, it is. Gold's pushing down. What's my view on this? I'm not too sure. I think it looks bullish. All-time highs, so it's a little more difficult to find the next area. But usually what I'll do is I'll measure out the range. So that's when it goes on all-time highs, I do the same. I just measure out the ranges, and then usually the breakout is equivalent to the range. Likely more, but I think that's a pretty decent target to have, like pretty useful measurement tool for all-time highs, because that's all you really have, right? Even when you're not all-time highs, like the ranges that you're in prior, the breakout usually leads to that size. So yeah, if you copy and paste it, it shows next targets are up here. So you can mark that up as a target. And then from there, you can kind of just mark up your ranges as you would. So I'll probably put my let's see. Put something down here. 40 or 28, 139, and then that's your target, right? So you know where you can go to if you continue up. I think what you could be missing here is a bottom wick. There's a little gap there. It's like the middle of nowhere. So when it's in the middle of nowhere, there's usually a much lower chance for you to correct the move because you haven't filled the ranges yet, right? When you fill the ranges, you actually fill the range, and then as you make your way up now, that'll make a lot more sense. So if that's an issue, just be aware of that. This is a leg candle too, so there could be ideas for sells if you want to anticipate that move on a much smaller time frame. I think this is a 1 hour leg candle, so you have, I'm not sure how to measure pips in this, but 644 points, and yeah, below there could be ideas. So leg candle movement is just like if you were to come down, you get a reaction off the body, wait for price to re-break, hold that zone, right, that body leg candle, and then you have the wick fill, which takes you down towards here, 28,250. That could be a minor zone too. If you want to wait for a much higher time for move, then let that play out, right? We don't know if it's going to play out, but if it does, if you do come down like that, I think this is when you start moving. So then from here, you can just kind of wait for price to pick its direction. Either it comes back up to break the highs. If it does so, then that's continuation. If it doesn't, then you have continuation down. And before you jump on the sells, just wait for pullbacks because this is the first breakup below the range. And once you get that, you should be pretty set. So yeah, I think just leg candle here and a gap is what your worries are right now, probably. All right, gold's making its way down, I guess. Let's see. How fast was that move? Decent, okay. I think it could be a little better. Got you, man. Happy belated birthday. Yeah, a little more room to go. I think this is gonna require, what did we say earlier, below 85, 86. So it's a little closer, still 100 pips away though. So let's see if it picks up from here. All right, all these little top wicks here. Let's see if that leads to something. Spreads are kind of wide still. Let's see if that gets better. Nice. I think this is the best volume we've had since the ADM push. So yeah, I think we did good with setting the session stop loss up here, right? Because now, like, if it comes up, then it's just gonna likely be a breakout. But yeah, session stop loss was at 47.06. Came down towards the blue zone. I think this is no leg candles here. You filled this one though. You filled this one too. So what's next is just the 1 hour leg candle, which is below here. So if you can break through the blue zone, that'll be very very good for volume. So you wanted to sell the 30 leg? Which one? Oh, this one? Oh yeah, I forgot that's a thing too. Yeah, you still have a 30 leg there. At least now you know though. Here's the thing, now you know. It's like you came down first, so 30 leg didn't happen yet. If you come back up now. Alright, that could be your 30-minute leg candle fill. Sure, Glenn, what's up? 2020. Wow, 2020. In 4 years, 2020 is gonna be a decade. 47.37, my sell there might be late today or tomorrow. Ooh, yeah, some sell limits. If you flip bearish again, we're gonna move a session stop loss down to wherever the high is. Price makes you laugh. Yeah, sometimes you can't do much but laugh. How about price? Buying off this 5-minute support. What, the blue zone? Okay. What are we waiting for to enter? More volume, just volume. It's just some consistency in volume. We haven't gone that since like all day basically. So yeah, we're waiting for the same thing all day today. Just volume. And it looks like we're coming to the end of the session. So no trades. Likely here. Oh, let's see, leg candle. If this candle flips bearish, we're gonna move the session stop loss down towards the high, okay? If that flips bear. Your buys are pushing there. You can maybe even target this, where is it? I think 30-minute leg candle, if you want. The hard part is maybe 47.05. So as you make your way up towards there, maybe break even or trail stops and profit. And then if that breaks through, then you can probably target 14 or beyond if you want. Let's see, can you flip? This is our last chance here. If it doesn't bring in volume on the flip and it just breaks the highs, I don't know when you're gonna move. All right, so you flipped. We moved our session stop loss till 47.03. So if that breaks, we'll call it a day. If that holds and continues to drive down, then there will be volume. No GG, please. Oh, yeah, push. Can that keep up though? I think that push down was better than the one earlier. These pushes here were a lot better than this so far, right? You still gotta do the rest. Whoa, government. Why did you go government? My name is Don Overseas. Last name Overseas. Are you looking for sells? Only if we somehow make our way below to the 80 zones, yeah. Otherwise, this is going up. This account we started last April. And just like slowly growing it. Wait, isn't your government your first name Wicked? All right, I think you see the spreads there. They're still kind of wide, so we want to see that like volume. It's pushing down. Spreads are wide. Could get a little better. Could be a little better than that on the way down. But maybe it'll tighten up in the blue zone. If not here. What's up, Finley? Pretty chill stream today though, chat. I think we're 8 likes away from 150. Can we get 150 likes? That might be an all-time high for the month. You're from buys? Yeah, I saw earlier. You said you were buying off the support. So I'm assuming the blue zone, right? Chat, how long do you think until we get to 1,000 viewers? YouTube algo is weird. Sometimes it just picks you up, so you never know. Oh, pushing. W Eddie, Eddie, new DP? Am I tripping? That's a new DP. That might be a new era. Thank you for a like and sub. YouTube awards consistency, I think. Yeah, I think that's why lives, like NY session live streamers, like it works well because it's education. So education usually does well on YouTube. All right, I'm gonna start trailing the session stop loss here because this volume is not picking up yet. So could you get a mirror here on price? Is it a mirror of this move? You see? Same points, same ends. That means you should struggle here for a little bit, and then below here should be a pop. And then you have all the way down to, where is that? The re-breakout lows, right? So yeah, blue zone's gonna be pretty key. We need to see a pullback, right? A push and a pullback, push and a pullback. Push through the blue zone, pullback, retracement, lower highs, whatever you want to call it. You have a leg count on the 15 there, GG's. And then continuation. But this 15 leg candle might be the end of it. See, you still got a 30 leg candle too, up here. How much is this wick fill? 58 pips. You see 1,000 views and your account hits 10K. That might be some years, man. That might be like 3 years. Maybe less. Let's see, that's it. 15-minute candle flips. 30-minute is a regular closure though. It's a bearish closure. First one that's below the previous range could still be a fake out, so top wick is key. You got a small one, so let's see if that holds. We'll see if that holds, if that pushes through here, and then we'll see if that really holds. If you push through here, you get a pullback, because then this lower high will be the one that takes you up. If it doesn't, then the re-breakout lows below there would be ourselves into this range. And I think this is a leg candle here in a 30, right? This is a 30-minute leg candle. What's the poll saying? I forgot I had a poll. 60-40. All right, I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna move it down to nyse as the session stop loss, because the volume is still not here. So in case, unless it pushes through, right? This is our new session stop loss. That's also your 15 leg candle body basically too. Pencil still here? Yeah, it's still here. You selling? Only if it pushes through 84 here. So yeah, it has a long way to go. 84 pips. Here we go. Is this gonna be the push? The biggest push of the session? Is this gonna be the one? Maybe there'll be a plot twist. So this blue range is it's just like a area you want to see break, right? But it's a 58 pip range. So let's see. So right now you have this, right? So from earlier you have a high, you came up, made a lower high, and so far, I mean, that's been holding, right? It's just now this. If you can break through here, then this will be a much stronger lower high, and then you can assume that with that being a lower high, that you'll come down to create more lower lows. But you gotta break through here, right? The time is 11:36. Let's see. Still fluttering here. What's my opinion on Chair Powell leaving the Fed? I don't know. I never trade the markets without Jerome. So like I've started trading in 2018, 2019. So Jerome has always been there. He's always been there for me. So I don't know how the conditions are before Jerome. So there'll definitely be some adjustments we'll have to make over the years. But when's the new guy in office? Like this month? So yeah, I think we'll find out. I don't think much changes though. Like a strategy will be the same. It's just maybe the volume might be a little different. FOMC might be a little different. I'm gonna miss that guy. You just call Cookie a boomer? Funny. There's like a 3-year age gap calling him a boomer. When's the next FOMC? June 27th? Oh, it's next month. Or June 17th. Yeah, next month. What is this? Is this doing a thing? Spreads are not bad. Okay. So we'll see this volume here, right? If you can just push through. I might even extend this blue zone. Pushing through there would be very nice. You broke the previous candle low, right? So in most conditions, this will be considered clean traffic. So we'll see if they can make that move. It feels like we're in a trade because we keep trailing this. We keep trailing the session stop loss. Trail it again. You think indices up and gold down when he comes in? Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. We take majority sells, right? I would not be upset. Sag Jerome. Sag. $46.71 buy long. Oh, you got a buy limit down there. I think that's a pretty good idea too, yeah. The range first initial reaction. Here we go. Let's see. Is this gonna be a 1-2 pop down? You might get a glitch here. Leg glitch. Keep you're down, keeping a half eye on DXY as it creeps back up towards its supply zone, maybe around 106, as if the lines of a Fed chart changes, etc. And also a bottom for silver XAG. I'll keep it in mind. We might tap the 1 hour lead body soon. Yep, a Z. Oh yeah, that's the bottom of the blue range. Yep. Let's see, man. Got a little bit of volume. Lecandle right here too. Is that the one you're talking about? 31 as well. 1 hour and a 30, both the lecandle. Let's see, how fast can this correct? In the next 2 minutes, I think before 11:45, 2 minutes. If we can get that, that'll be lit. And then next candle, just a top wick and a continuation. Like you just need a pullback though. That's important, right? Wait for that lower high to form because this can still be a higher low to come up, right? But something tells me that this was the middle of nowhere today. This area right here. Like you rejected the middle of nowhere. So that wouldn't be considered liquidity. You might need steeper liquidity on the 1 hour fake moves from the last 2 days. Well, not fake moves, but no liquidity moves, right? This entire push. So I don't think this is enough. If that's the middle of nowhere, it usually means that you're gonna come down to create a steeper zone. So that will likely be at least 4640. So, I mean, we'll find out, right? If we can't get sells within this range, we can always look for them below here. If you continue to follow through. But let's see, it's slowing down a little bit. Got a top wick again. So let's see. Is it gonna, oh, weak bullish below the range. Is this going to, this is important now because this is the first pullback you've had in the move down, right? Like a very small move down, but yeah, bullish candle is good. So if you continue to re-break the lows here, there should be some volume because there was your chance right there to flip and drive. So if that wasn't a flip and drive and you re-break the lows, then this might be the one. I think 15 closure too, right? So 15 week bearish closure. I think 15 closure was similar to the last 30 closure, just bearish below the range. Yeah, let's see. Could be a steeper top wick too. Turn me up. I don't think we're gonna be here for this, but this could be another scenario too, where you do pull back here. I think this will be more so 12 if it happens, but you get a pullback. And then as you get those pullbacks up, you get closures back below into the ranges. So then you don't have to wait for the blue zone anymore because now you're making another lower high, right? The entire idea behind the blue zone is like wait for that to clear because you want to confirm that these are your highs. But if you get another lower high, it's a high chance that if you re-break these lows, this will be the push, right? So then you can just take your sells below here instead of waiting for it below here. So you move that zone up higher. But I think that'll be more so after 12, right? Because it has to come up and then make its way down if that even occurs. Let's see, maybe two bullish candles here holding. That'd be pretty cool. What's your target? I don't have a target yet. Oh, I mean below here, if we get sells below 82, I'm assuming 46.68. So it's like a 200 pip range. See what we can do there. And for those who are looking for buys, I think your buys are still good above I think 47.08 would be pretty good. That's a leg candle fill, right? So if you're looking for buys, something to take advantage of is that leg candle. W Penzo. Wait, weren't you in profit for that buy position when you mentioned you got on buys at the support zone? I thought they went up. W Pencil. Chat, those are my that's my journal for my trades if you guys want to check it out. The stream record, the top left, there's spreadsheet to show every trade that we took on stream to get to that record. All right, man, this might be GG's, man. There's no way. Let's move it down again. Matter of fact, let's move it down towards this high. If you break 9366, we'll call it a day. All right, I guess it doesn't want us to call it a day. Let's see, push down. If you break the lows here, if you break these lows, I'm gonna move it down towards the next minute high, which is this. Plot twist, maybe. Maybe. Spaceman Sam. How long is streaming going on for? It feels like such a long stream. 3 hours and 49 minutes. Damn. All right, Penzi. All right, chat. I think that's it, man. I don't know. We gave it a little bit of overtime, but clearly price is not really picking up in volume. If I hop off and this thing starts moving, man. But yeah, we're gonna call it a day. All right, it's 12. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this stream, hit the like button, sub to the channel. We will be here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. East once again. We have 2 trades for the week. Unfortunately, no trades today, but tomorrow we have some. No, not tomorrow. Friday we have NFP. Tomorrow no folders, so hopefully, you know, Asian and London do something so that New York can move tomorrow without folders, and then Friday obviously NFP. So we'll be here for that too. All right, everyone. But don't fuck your week up, okay? If you had a good start to the week and things got slow today, it's okay. There'll be more opportunities. All right, champ. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day.